I will explain a film from 2011, titled Ghost Rider Spirit of Vengeance. Spoilers ahead. Enjoy the content. With Moreau, the film opens. He takes his motorcycle to an Eastern European fort where he encounters a monk and inquires with him about the safety of the youngster. Given that the persons looking for the child are exceedingly hazardous, Moreau thinks he will have to take the youngster away. They are being ambushed by a bunch of armed individuals who start firing at everyone in their way as they are still speaking. When Moreau fires at them, the child comes into view. He goes by the name Danny and is the devil's child. There is also Nadia, the boy's mother. Both the mother and the son make an effort to escape as the violence continues. Under the direction of a guy by the name of Kerrigan, the thugs keep after them. In order to slow down the mercenaries' pursuit of Danny and Nadia, Moreau shoots the tires before being forced off a precipice. A tree that breaks his fall is what saves him. Johnny Blaze shows up after the mother and son have been saved. For the past 8 years, Johnny hasn't worked as a ghostwriter. Moreau goes to Johnny's home after releasing the mother and boy. Although he tells Johnny everything, Johnny doesn't believe him and still assaults him. He asks him for his name and the reason for his visit. Moreau tells him that he knows who Johnny is and that he needs his help. Moreau responds that he knows he has the ghost of a ghost rider within his body and that he wants to get rid of it when Johnny asks why he would help him. He offers him a suggestion. If he is eager to assist, he offers to help him get rid of the ghost rider within his body. Apparently, Moreau simply needs to do a simple task. A little child's life is in peril. The youngster is on the run, and dangerous individuals are searching for him. He promises Johnny Blaze that if he can save the boy's life, he will be able to assist him in reclaiming his own soul, the one that truly is his. Johnny concurs. Now let's talk about Nadia and Danny, who commit theft in order to survive. But at night, Kerrigan and his men go for them once more. They want to capture them both and hand them over to the devil. On the other side, Johnny Blaze has changed into his Ghost Rider form and is prepared to start his mission. Evil is detectable by the Ghost Riders. Johnny shows up at the area where Kerrigan is going to shoot Nadia and her son. As soon as the Ghost Rider shows there, the thugs in their local vicinity are attacked. Kerrigan makes an attempt to fight back by shooting him with his pistols, but he fails. He slips out of there after realizing he cannot defeat the beast in front of him. The Ghost Rider starts to lose his skills when a drop of Danny's blood hits the ground. When Kerrigan realizes this, he comes back and attacks Johnny once again. At the hospital. When Johnny wakes up, a nurse asks about his health and his wounds. He makes an effort to dodge her questions, and when the nurse departs, he is able to flee. He follows Nadia after spotting her seeking for a place to stay. To Kerrigan, who is now in possession of Danny. He seeks out Rourke, who serves as both the main foe and the thug's boss. Kerrigan reveals to Rourke that he is the father, but that Rourke must pay the parents double the amount originally agreed upon because he had no clue he would be facing a Ghost Rider. He informs Rourke that he must comply with the requirements if he wants the boy. He further inquires as to his intentions for the child. He is told to include the youngster on the call by the man. The youngster merely whispers one thing to Rourke before falling and yelling loudly. Kerrigan finds this surprising. He asks what he just did, and Rourke replies that he locked the kid's body, adding that the Ghost Rider would no longer be able to find him. He also says that the Ghost Rider can probably find Kerrigan, so he'll need to be vigilant at all times and take every precaution possible. He is given the assurance that Rourke would arrive as quickly as possible to get the youngster. While Johnny is somewhere else, he approaches Nadia and asks her why she is running away. He tells her he saw her last night and inquires about the whereabouts of the kid. She continues by telling the man the full account and reveals that Kerrigan has been keeping tabs on them for a while. He is actually her ex-boyfriend, and they formerly shared a home. He had vehicles, weaponry, and a sizable amount of cash, making him incredibly affluent. She says she agreed to live with him because she needed all of these things. She says that the kid is hers, but Kerrigan is not the father when Johnny questions her about if Danny is genuinely her son. The child's father is Rourke. Kerrigan moves toward his pals, who are heavily armed and under strict watch. In the meantime, Nadia and Johnny locate a man with extensive knowledge about Kerrigan. When they get in touch with him, he tells that Kerrigan took the kid to a still under construction building. He turns into Ghost Rider while torturing the man for information, but he keeps control of his body because if he fully changes, everyone would know who he is and Nadia may be in danger. He approaches the man and asks him for the information he needs before going to where Kerrigan is now hiding. In order to beat Johnny, the villain gathers an army of his soldiers and a rocket launcher when he discovers that the Ghost Rider is on his way. A battle breaks out as the Rider shows up, and Nadia sets Danny free. Kerrigan is vanquished by the Rider, who also eliminates the hired guns. The Rider chases Nadia and Danny as they run while attempting to kill Nadia. Johnny tries to talk to the youngster the following morning as the three of them are eating breakfast in a restaurant, but the boy doesn't seem to be interested in talking. Kerrigan passes away as Rourke approaches him. However, Rourke brings him back to life as Blackout, a monster with the ability to make a person's surroundings completely black and corrupt whatever he touches. Due to his vulnerability on Earth, Rourke was hurt, therefore he sent Blackout to find Danny. Rourke needs a body that was born with his own in order to restore the strength of his own body, which is losing strength every day. His forefathers produced Danny, who is his son. So he wants to conduct a ceremony on the child to change his body into his and reclaim his youth and power. Johnny, Danny and Nadia travel to the former fort. Eastern Europe is where we are, and the fort is old. The fort's inhabitants use the sun and moon as light sources and don't have access to any modern conveniences, including electricity. They continue to live just as their ancestors did. They encounter Moreau and his retired monk. It comes out that these are the people who gave Moreau the order to save and take the kid to the fort. The monks in attendance, including Methodius, make sure Danny is safe before the exorcism. The Rider, according to Moreau, was formerly the angel of justice Zarathos but was tricked into going to hell and turned mad as a result. Johnny questions whether Angel's loving soul still exists as Zarathos, who retained his sense of justice, transformed into a beast that thrived in punishing the wicked, regardless of their transgressions. After Johnny is exorcised successfully, Methodius confesses his treachery and decides to murder Danny to prevent the demon from inhabiting his body and gaining more power. Johnny, Moreau and Nadia are being held captive while Danny is getting ready to be executed. Methodius is then killed by Blackout, which forces the monks to hand Danny over to Rourke. This makes Nadia upset, but despite having his abilities taken away, Johnny decides to help Danny. She tells him that she is aware of the location where the youngster must have been taken. They arm themselves with the most devastating weaponry since, according to Moreau, they would now have to battle many adversaries. Rourke starts the ritual at night to restore his abilities and fortify his body to its maximum strength. As the plot develops, Moreau, Nadia and Johnny show up. They enter and find a large number of old wine bottles. A bottle in the collection is more than 2,000 years old. When Moreau sips it, Johnny questions if becoming drunk before a crucial battle is actually a good idea. He is told by Moreau that it is great and he continues. He has no choice but to ask God to pardon him for the sins he is going to commit. The conflict starts. When Rourke approaches Johnny, he is considerably outmatched by his strength. Rourke may have experience with magic through a number of rituals, but his body is too weak to engage in combat. When Johnny strikes him, the man falls to the ground. Johnny tries to save Danny, yelling at him to get out of there, but the boy does not listen, since the rituals have begun to affect him, and he appears to be clueless to what is going on around him. When the kid finally stands up, he turns on Johnny. He remembers a moment when the Ghost Rider saved him when he was being assaulted. He gives Johnny all of the Ghost Rider's skills when he understands that Johnny is no longer a Ghost Rider. And Johnny reclaims his Ghost Rider identity. As they try to escape with Danny, Kerrigan shows there, and a battle starts. During the battle, Kerrigan prevails over Moreau. In the meantime, Rourke takes advantage of the chance as he attempts to stop the Ghost Rider. The Ghost Rider on his ghost bike chases him as he runs with Danny in tow. Kerrigan is pursuing Ghost Rider and making every effort to put an end to him. But it doesn't work because the Ghost Rider becomes sick of him. He is dispatched after a fierce charge from him. He is now trying to stop the vehicle with his blazing chain as Rourke is dragging Danny away. In an effort to pass Ghost Rider, Rourke speeds up as he continues to drive, but this causes his car to hit a massive boulder and flip over. When the Ghost Rider reaches them, he yanks the devil off the vehicle. The rider believes that Rourke has committed enough sin on earth. The devil must be quickly sent to hell, where he belongs. The devil claims that his agreement with Johnny was his worst decision ever. The rider then propels Rourke back into hell, where he is slammed into the fiery depths of the planet. Nadia overtakes the rider as he extricates Danny's dead corpse from the debris. When she sees him coming with the boy's body, she is devastated. She claims that despite their best efforts, it looks that saving the kid was not to be. This upsets the rider as well, and at this moment the rider remembers what Moreau had said to him while he was trying to get rid of his powers and return to normalcy. She is told by him that the actual Ghost Rider has been sent to Earth to serve justice. He was not tasked to fight bad forces, but as time went on, he developed, and he started to attack solely those who spread evil, without caring for a very long time whether justice was achieved or not. He has prioritized bringing evildoers to justice over protecting the defenseless. Going back in time, Johnny utilizes the Angel of Justice's blue flames to revive Danny after claiming to have experienced this once before. Both Johnny and Nadia exhale with relief as the boy eventually wakes up. Johnny has finished the job. As Johnny rides away, claiming to be the Ghost Rider and to have the capacity to both bring justice and fight evil, the yellow flames of the Ghost Rider change into the holy blue flames. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to stay updated on future videos. Leave a like to support the channel.